You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of... Oh, wait a second. We ain't talking reindeer. We talking horses. But just like Rudolph, there is one SD40-3 in ScaleTrains' newly released line that is truly one of a kind and perhaps the most famous of them all. Let's find out what it is.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Commerce Park Review Series. There is a very special locomotive that we will be reviewing today.
ScaleTrains.com was very kind to send me this advanced copy of CSX SD40-3 number 4042, part of their brand new Rivet Counter SD40-2 and SD40-3 line. This HO scale locomotive comes with DCC and sound already pre-installed with a Loc Sound 5 decoder. Now, when it's a Rivet Counter, you sure bet that ScaleTrains is going to give road number specific details. And sure enough, the 4042 has quite a few of them, and we'll get to those in just a bit. Without further ado, we're going to dig in and check out the CSX 4042, and I'll give you guys a little history on that unit as well. So the first funny thing that you will notice by looking at the 4042 is that yellow snowplow. Hence, it has affectionately been known as the yellow plow by me and several fellow South Florida rail fans. For about 2 months between November of 2020 and January 2021, the locomotive spent quite a bit of time in the Florida business unit, first being spotted in the Bone Valley region, and then spending about a month as captive power in South Florida, running trains 0721 and 0722. The yellow plow is actually a late addition, as this locomotive was initially rebuilt with the SD40-3 rebuild program with the regular snowplow. Now, speaking of the history of it, it started as Clinchfield Railroad number 8132, being absorbed into the Seaboard system in the 1980s, and of course CSX. And with the boxcar logo and the 4040 series known, this had to have been the second wave of rebuilds of the SD40-3 rebuild program. And it was not until 2017 where it was believed that... Well, my guess is that this unit likely received this out of system, this yellow plow modification. It was likely a repair or some maintenance done somewhere contracted outside of CSX. Now, that I say because it was seen in Canada around that time. Maybe it was in one of the shops up there or somewhere else. I don't know. But if you know the history, feel free to comment below and I will pin it, of course, and let everybody know the real history of how it acquired the infamous yellow plow. So the 4042 is not the first nor even the second locomotive that I received from ScaleTrains, and actually not the first such SD40-3 that I reviewed. I have covered the 4026 almost 4 years ago, and I must say ScaleTrains has come quite a long way and evolved over the years. So this video will be less focused on the high Rivet Counter level detail that we've all come to expect and that we clearly see in this locomotive, but some of the changes that have been noticed over these production runs. The true OG here, 4026, is shown on the left in YN3 standard paint scheme. 4046 in YN3B. This engine I have seen in person in South Florida, so I had to grab it as soon as I heard it was being produced. And of course the 4042, where South Florida rail fans have spent quite a bit of time with this locomotive over the course of the winter of 2020. Aside from the very unique highlighter yellow plow, or rather reflective high-vis, whatever you want to call it, and by the way, in the prototype it's already been quite weathered, so that's going to be a nice challenge for when you get this model, to weather it down since it's been in the unit for about a couple years now. There is a pretty subtle difference between the 4026 and 4046 and 4042 that you can notice visually. And if you got the recent run of the ES44AH, like engine number 870, 884, 927, etc., you might notice that the shade of blue has been slightly altered, and I like it. It's very crisp. It's a little more bluish. These were initially kind of like grayish. Nothing wrong with the initial. I mean, I thought that was pretty dead on already. But I think this offers like a slightly different perspective. The blend is a little bit different, but it's really nice. I really like how it looks on the 4042. It's really sharp. And when you fade it with dull coat or Tamiya clear flat, and I will show you 870, the blue and the gold become a little bit more faded, which looks really, really nice. And it's going to be excellent for adapting it to the present day, as these 800 series Gevos, for example, are over a decade old. Since we saw nothing but the engineer side so far, I will show you the conductor side. 4042 does not appear to have anything specific on the conductor side that you don't see in the other engines. But I wanted to show you the continuation of the high level of detail that ScaleTrains has produced. And of course, y'all do have to keep in mind the sanding lines. They are beautiful detail, but you have to handle with care and keep them outside if you need to work on the engine or to make any adjustments to the inside, such as the lighting, alignments, etc. The front of the unit just looks absolutely awesome and brings back those memories of catching this unit on the various Florida business unit jobs. Well done, ScaleTrains. We'll give one final pan around on both sides of the engine before doing some sound testing and light testing, where I will note that there are differences to the sounds, especially when compared with run number 1. This is likely due to the choice of Loc Sound 5. Let's fire her up. So pardon the appearance, everyone. The Commerce Park layout, which is a sort of test layout, kind of get to know the works of model trains layout, is under construction, in progress, and largely unfinished, but provides quite a bit of decent track territory to test engines like the 4042. So without further ado, we'll get started with Loc Sound 5 controls. As usual, when you put the engine on the track, it will just sit dormant unless you do things to it. That is how engines programmed with this decoder usually work. But of course, the usual wake-up noise is F8. And no, that was not the decoder acting up. That is intentional. It's a nice feature that ScaleTrains has implemented, reflecting off of these upgraded SD40-3 locomotives. The sound output is great. I believe those are sugar cubes of some sort inside. Very crisp. This has been an excellent feature with ScaleTrains locomotives all throughout. The bell is your standard Graham White E-bell. The horn is a K5LA of some flavor. Always, you guys know in real life, no two K5LAs are alike sometimes. So that can be custom programmed if I have this correct, since this is V5. So if you find that the horn's been changed, you can always customize it, but already it sounds excellent. There's your headlight, and there's your ditch lights. And the ditch lights will flash on cue with honking the horn. The bell will not ring in sync with the horn. This is a specific feature. I know the Gevos have it, but they left it out of the SD40. And if you change the direction, similar activation on cue here. Same functions apply with the same outputs. Now I do want to compare this with their sister, the 4026, so you can see how ScaleTrains has improved the sound choices over the years. I think this was a CV change that I got this horn. But as you can hear, there is no pre-startup sequence. It just goes straight on. Totally fine. Also nice, 645. This uses a V4 decoder. Note that the 4046 has the same sound functions as the 4042. So while the cosmetics got a new change in this run, the sound is the same as the previous run, which evolved over this. And I don't remember how I did it. I know I was ranting about it in the past video, but I got the gram wide Evo on this engine too. Okay, this is not the engine I'm going to show you guys in motion. It's all about this guy. And not only am I going to show it going back and forth on this linear stretch of track, I got you guys minutes of footage from the East Coast HO Exhibitor Society at Pinecrest, Florida, as part of our 3-week-long Nights of Light setup. A beautiful, beautiful opportunity to test out the 4042. A very special thanks to the great folks at ScaleTrains.com for kindly sending me this locomotive in advance of the announcement. I'm quite honored to have the opportunity to present it to you all here, and I look forward to seeing it on all of your layouts. Beautiful locomotive, very nice detail, very special, unique features that truly make it one of a kind. When this thing hits the shelves, get one. It'll be great, and it'll be a nice way to bring a little bit of that Florida voodoo and palmettos to your home layouts. And of course, please follow ScaleTrains on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also check out their site to see the many amazing products they have to offer. And of course, one last look at the ScaleTrains SD40-3 trifecta here at HQ on the Commerce Park layout. The 4026 from January 2018, the 4046 from June of 2019, and the 4042 coming in early 2022. And of course, another shout out to the members of the East Coast HO Exhibitor Society. We are going to be having more running sessions, more operating sessions in 2022, so look for content from that from all of us here. And I look forward to sharing not only that, but also the many model railroad projects I'm taking on in this new year. And if you want to see those, and I'm sure you will love them, just make sure that you're also subscribed to this channel. And while you're at it, feel free to let me know your thoughts on this new SD40-3 release. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and as I said earlier, be sure to get a copy and add a little slice of Florida Business Unit and the South Florida Voodoo and Palmettos to your home layout. From HQ at the Commerce Park layout, and to end and cap off this special Commerce Park Review Series edition, thanks again for watching. This is TE, and all my square cabs out.